My name is Christian Giggenbach, and I'm the author of A Greek Fire Drill. I was born and raised in Greenbrier County. I'm a local boy, and I live in White Sulphur Springs, and I'm a freelance journalist and freelance photographer. Just recently ended a 5-year stint with a local newspaper as a journalist and a columnist. In 2002, I was cast as Sheriff Nickel in the Greenbrier Ghost. I was fortunate enough to have Kathy allow me to perform here at this wonderful place. And since then, I've done some outside stuff as well. But basically, appeared in something here at the Greenbrier Valley Theater every year since then. That's the first play I've ever written, but I've written a lot of other things, not a lot of things that have been published. I wrote a column that was a successful column for about 8 years called This Side of the Fence, and it has kind of the same humor to it. In 1997, my brother and sister-in-law gave me a Christmas present. It was a book, and the book was called The History of Greek and Roman Warfare. Now that's a bit dry, but I was fascinated by these ships, these Greek and Roman ships, and later on the Byzantine ships, where they had the rowers, and 150, 200 men were rowing these warships around in order to fight each other. And I thought, well, that must have been very interesting, the nature of how these men spoke to each other and how they lived. I procrastinated a lot, so I waited to the very last minute to write the play. And I wrote for about 10 or 11 hours in a row, and I walked down and handed it to Curtis. So that's interesting about it, but I don't recommend it. When I was in the 8th grade, my English teacher made us read James Thurber, and for some reason he's always stuck in my mind. And so I think as a comedic effect or for comedy, James Thurber is someone that I've always admired. When I'm writing, especially dialogue, there's something in my head. It's almost like classical music, and that I can feel it. There's a tempo to the dialogue and a tempo to the writing. And let's say if a classical pianist were to plunk a bad note, if I put in a bad word, I can immediately feel that, and that it doesn't flow. And so I kind of use that, and I can feel how the dialogue is flowing and whether or not you plunk a bad note. And I plunk a lot of bad notes, believe me. The one response that I get a lot from everyone when they say, well, what's the name of your play, or what's it about? And I tell them, well, it's about the fall of Constantinople. And a lot of them say, well, what's so funny about that? Because this is a short comedy. So hopefully you'll think that it's funny. My name is Christian Giggenbach, and I'm the author of A Greek Fire Drill.